Very warm welcome to my lecture series video, the third video of an introduction of space. In past videos we have seen that atmospheric structures and what are the layers in atmosphere and outer layer of the atmosphere and other than the deep space structure, and what are the extra objects other than the planets in the deep space and most galaxies like that. So in this video, we are going to discuss about an important scientists who have made a turning point in the research of space, and one of the important invention which leads the space research and which made the space researchers like that. Okay. Here you can see an object, and which may be, could you identify this object? Can anyone name this? Yes, it's a telescope which has been used to observe the sky and the things which have been as long as which could not see clearly in the naked eyes. So, who invented this? Galileo Galilei. Is that your answer? No. He is not found that. Then who else? Could you identify? Yes, Hans Lippershey, a scientist. It's not a scientist. Basically, he's an optionist who lives in Netherlands. Who lived in Netherlands. He's basically an optician who is dealing with lenses and everything. So accidentally he found it, he invented it, and when he has found that a magnified object has been seen while watching through two between type of lenses when it kept or held up with a particular certain distance. It gives a magnified view of an object. He found it in 608. This is the first ever object who have found to see the magnified view of distant objects. This is the first instrument which gives a closer and clear view. He called it as a telescope. And within the year when Galileo Galilei came to know about this invention of Hans Lippershey, he tried to improvise it. He moved on his way of trial and error method, and he tried to build up a new thing which gives the same magnified view by using a trial and error method. And he is the first scientist who observed the sky by using the telescope. So he is well known about who founded the telescope and observed the sky like that. Very, very well known and famous scientist. So we are used to say who found the telescope means Galileo Galilei like that. So it is an invention from Hans Lippershey, and it is improved by Galileo Galilei. And he started to prepare objects, and he started to note that what are the objects he can see in the sky, in a space other than stars. He have founded some non-lighted planets. So that is why we can differentiate a planet and a stars, which has glows, which has not glows. By using that only we can identify. And he started to identify the Mars, Saturn, and the Saturn rings, and the moon of the Jupiter and other the moons. And the Saturn rings are the most beautiful side of Saturn, which was founded by him at first earliestly. It's a very beautiful thing which have ever founded from the sky. Very beautiful first thing is a Saturn rings. And he started to observe the dynamic of a space, the space dynamics, which planets moving and the moons revolving to the planets, like that. And when Galileo used to found this instrument like a telescope, Sir Isaac Newton discovered the very important thing which helps us to understand the earth is gravity. By researching regarding the gravity, Sir Isaac Newton tried to found that orbital timing and forces acting on the planets, and what are the stars made up of, stars and planets made up of, and how far the sky from the earth, like that questions he tried to found the answer. And even now the most important questions regarding the space is unanswered. That is very important. And even how we are making the timeline of the scientist who gives very important contributions in astrophysics and astronomy and space motion of the space, like that is Sir Isaac Newton, and then John Kepler and Albert Einstein and Dr. Carl Sagan and Professor Stephen William Hawking and Professor Neil deGrasse Tyson. And Johannes Kepler, we also know about planetary motions or Kepler's law of motions in astrophysics, and basically in physics we would study about that, the Kepler's laws. And then Albert Einstein, who theoretically make the relativity formula, the universal famous equation of E is equal to mc square. And Carl Sagan, who contribute his whole life, the maximum part of his life, regarding to give research about space and planets for extraterrestrial bodies, and who hosted the shows. The name of the show is Cosmos. And Professor Stephen William Hawking, we well known about that, the theory of everything, who wrote the book The Theory of Everything, and how he founded the other cosmic rays and black holes and relativity theory, like that, some important astronomical things. And next, Professor Neil deGrasse. And these are all the very important scientists who has given a perfect contribution for the perfect right time, which these are all delivered. Then only we can now came to know about more about space. And thanks for watching, and we'll see in the next video. Thank you.